watching my stream. Good to see you again. This is Badger Lord Patrick here. Just gonna double check my stream health, just to be sure all is well. It appears things are well. Streaming provided by Restreamio to Twitch and to YouTube. Alright, very good. Just checking up on my stream here. Alright. Well, excuse me. Welcome back to the kingdom of the Badger Lord. We are here in the kingdom of 1,000 cities, and we are continuing our exploration of the best of the games in the series of Tropico, or at least the best in my opinion, which is Tropico 4. And we're going back to the pretty city that I'm looking to go through. Yes. I've decided I want to expand and take the heavy emphasis on industry that I've had heretofore and turn some of it into tourism. We will not be doing music this evening, but that's all right. Half of the business of this is just to enjoy the building of, hopefully, a beautiful city. Without further ado, let us get into it. Eh? But fear is the foundation of most governments, including, apparently, democracy. But I'll say no more about that for the moment. Oh, yes, that's right. The WASD keys do not work on this. Alright, so this is where I ended up after the last playthrough. I'm going to check up on one little thing before I begin formally here. I just want to be sure of the health of my streams. Yes. Chat's good. That's grow. Hey, welcome to the one fellow who decided to join the stream. I hope that's not just me, but hey, you're welcome to watch along. Okay, yes. Forgive me. Yes, it is capturing me. Okay. If you want to talk, by all means, please do. I will be enjoying building a city, making a profitable city, but also expanding this into a nice little tourist destination here, this little flat of beach. I think it will look good, don't you? Before I do so, I just want to be sure. Okay, good. There are no resources here, at least not along this peculiar stretch. Oh, wait a minute. I heard somewhere around here. Yes, did you hear that? Helicopter. Aha, yes. 5,000 to clean that up. Of course, I am spending 300 a month. Oh, hello, new pop-up. What have we got here?
Venerable leader, some mighty Chinese dragon has a request for you.
I do not like usually doing deals with China. The Middle East I can tolerate, Europe is fine, America's alright, the USSR tolerable, but the Chinese Communist Party, they're tolerable too, so long as they fork over $5,000 to me. Sounds good. Which does mean, of course, I am gonna sidetrack just a little from my initial objective. We are going to do a little bit of wool. I should have a little anyway. It's not as useful as having goats or cows, but it's still useful. Building has no workers. And it's 1974. Why is $10 a month not enough? questions we need not ask ourselves. Because I think we know the answer already. Okay, okay. That's enough. That's enough. Especially, no more building off on that road. We're trying to make this look nice for the tourists. Okay, we've got a tourist dock down. Now, to build a tourist destination. Now, I have seen development in my own city within the past few years or so, and how it has aged since it was built just even 5 years ago. It's fascinating to me how quickly buildings degrade over time. I mean, they don't look ancient of days or anything like that, but they also don't look... They don't look brand new either. And again, rock salt will do that. For our initial entertainment, we're going to need to build a hotel before we do anything else. Oh, a motel? Ugh, no thank you. But I'm running out of cash. I do at least want to build a decent hotel before I build any accommodations, because motels are blessed ugly. No thank you. Palace Magnifique, that is a long-term goal, along with the Christ the Savior.
God told me last night that he has a mission for you.
That was many years ago, Father Esteban, and you know that. Father Esteban, by the way, the trope they are, what is the term, invoking, for him is a very antiquated one. The whiskey priest, I don't know if maybe you've heard of it. It was very popular back in the 50s. Well, popular is maybe the wrong word, you know, Hays Code and all that. Kept us from portraying people like priests in a negative light. But it was in, what was that book by? For the Power and the Glory by Graham Greene. Graham Greene wrote about a whiskey priest in the jungles of South America who, despite his many, many imperfections, which you can read about in the book, and they are serious, he nevertheless tends to his flock in an anti-religious state. Even if you don't appreciate religion, I mean, I do, but you can appreciate the dedication he has to his ideals, even though he fails so fantastically to live them out. Reverend Esteban, on the other hand, is just a drunk. Sorry about that. I'm just waiting for... Okay, let's just fast forward it quickly. Reading too many books is harmful. Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, dear. I really need to get this tourist... I hope it's not too late. We'll see. Forgive me, just hydrating. Just came back after a long, pretty decent bike ride. Went to go pay a visit to the good Lord in the chapel. And so now I'm trying to express my devotion, or at least my desire to help some people, through the playing of a game, because I don't know what else to do.
Sir, the army is in dire need of facilities.
They laugh at us, at the glorious Tropican army with shining boots, ready to stomp anyone who stands in their way. Sir, I beg you, for the good of the army, build a new guard station. Not with the deficit we are in. The last thing that I think we could possibly need is more army at this time. They're a drain on funds, and we don't defend ourselves from very much because we actually have a pretty decent standard of living, which can and should be improved as we go on, but yes, poor healthcare is a constant cause of death for my people, I'm afraid. I feel right badly about it, don't get me wrong, but what am I supposed to do? And what are you doing? Come on, there we go. Perfect, alright. Now, the fact that I've exported absolutely no smoked beef tells me that I'm not making enough food for my people. So I need to get that addressed sooner rather than later. Until I do that, however, let's focus on the tourist exhibitions. I realize building... Why is it so quiet? It's not just me, is it? It is quiet. Yeah, let's adjust the sound just a bit. Sound effects, music. We must keep that off. Because otherwise people tend to get a little irritated on Twitch. People whom I have no interest in arousing the ire of. Alright, let's check the economy, by the way. Free jobs, open housing, family slots. We're going to need to build more apartments and that sort of thing. Fortunately, apartments are dirt cheap. Plus, if I build properly... Excuse me. Oh. If I build half decently here, we'll get a hotel up soon. Shush. Nobody needs to know that there's a trash pile over here. Actually, what is the proper way to build a dump so that people ignore it? Terrain is unsuitable for construction. My ear. See, okay. So in order to address this concern that I have, that we need somewhere to dump trash, otherwise this will become a problem, we are going to go ahead and use my favorite terraforming tool, the bunkhouse. The bunkhouse is a small blueprint that lets me flatten out the terrain here and there, and then I switch to the dynamite to take away the foundations, and then terrain can't be flattened, just... And can we possibly see if we could make that work a little better? Doesn't wanna. Funny, it seems perfectly suitable for building an apartment upon. That's very strange. I wonder why it's doing that. Especially because it'll build all the way up here. No, there must be some other way around this. I think maybe a plan B is in order. Plan B, put it, well, okay, so the garbage does in a circle about so wide, in which case, if we're going to, yeah, so it's okay, so it goes from about here to about there, might be feasible to put one just up here. I think. Not the prettiest thing in the world to look at, but we'll just surround it with things that look half decent, I suppose. I do not know what else to do. I'll tell you what, though. There. For the moment, that will have to do. Looks a bit weird, but you know what? That's alright. Okay, and so we'll build off of this, and we'll... Actually, do we want to fix that road? I think I do. Maybe just a wee bit. There. I really wish that would work a little better, but that's alright. I mean, that bend might come to be a problem later, but I'm willing to take the consequences for the moment. Alright, yes, and you get to enjoy the company of happy, happy Latinos. Is that the proper term for folks from the Caribbean? I don't know. Caribbeans probably is more appropriate. Not important, I suppose, not for the moment. We'll have a little plaza over here with all of these trees. That looks lovely. And we'll have a Casa Publica. Oh, but we'll have the most important thing first, of course, because none of this is going to get built without a construction office, of course. Where shall I put it? I don't want to put it right in the middle of my high-class new building district. My high-class new entertainment district, rather. Yes, I think we put it next to the dump. Something plausible deniability, something. Anyway. Excuse me. Actually, give me a second. Winter is harsh on the lungs. Okay, but those two new hotels, which I'm going to put up to high priority, are going to be an important source of income, as is the entertainment, speaking of which, I might put 3 down, I think, is a wise number. Yes. I am going to build one up. Can I, Oh, I must have forwarded it already, so that I can put more tourist attractions down. Yes. Okay, yes, now I'm back on track. We'll build that later. But right now, I think maybe build a little plaza over here that looks kinda nice. That's pretty good. Alright. And then, maybe a little like that. That looks pretty nice. And we'll build an entertainment center around that. Oh, but not before. You want a money request? No, thank you. Let's see. We are running deficit again. So let's make the most of the money we've got. I say a beach site right behind the hotels. Perfect. Yes. And then... Yes, if you want to pipe in, by all means. I'm looking forward to comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me, what do you think I should build in this entertainment area? If you see something that suggests yourself, if you think maybe I should use fountains, trees, particular attractions you think might be a good idea, I'm willing to listen. I'm very interested in what you think would make this area even more beautiful, even more interesting, not just for tourists, but for y'all, so that you can see and maybe make a contribution, see things that you'd like if you were coming to a little Caribbean island for a holiday. And I mean serious things, because I'm trying to make this nice. Because I mean, there are some truly ugly things in this world, and you can find them on other channels. And they're funny, don't get me wrong. But this is just not what I'm after at the moment. Alright, tourists will come in soon enough. Apartment blocks are going to need those soon enough as well. Oh, actually, on account of the fact that housing is a bigger problem than jobs, especially with all the new entertainment areas I've got, I'm going to make those apartment blocks a high priority. What do you mean we exported 72,000? We still don't have money. Oh. They've been taking their sweet time, haven't they? I need to build more entertainment, I suspect.
My son, I've had an epiphany. Only when drinking alone does one truly communicate with God. Therefore, pubs are dens of evil, disturbing my flock's link to the Lord.
Only a Protestant could have written that. Only... No. 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 That's funny. No. Actually, human communication and companionship is probably one of the things that makes any vice even remotely tolerable. Oh, whoa, okay. No wonder nobody was being... I probably wasn't paying builders enough, precisely because I had nothing to build, so... Now I am paying them, and I hope they'll work. Oh yeah, by the way, that reminds me. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you destroy your one and only dock?
This building is vital for our economy. You cannot demolish it.
That's what happens, in case you were wondering. In case you'd never tried it yourself. No, I'm not going on. I'm trying to do a thing, okay? Shush. Restream your dashboard. Is someone on? If someone is on Twitch, please, by all means, feel free to pipe in. I'm looking forward to a bit of interaction. It would be nice. I'm eagerly waiting and listening. Feel free to chat. If I'm not able to see your chats, it may be because I'm looking through the Restreamio website, which is kind of serving as a catch-all. Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and type through Restreamio and see if anyone is getting my chats. Yes. As the comment says, if you have any suggestions for ways I can improve my town, or things that you'd like to see so you can get an idea what could be improved, I am open to it. Chat's open. Llama wool is still taking its time. Smoked beef is still not being exported yet. I may need to repeal food for the people just for a bit. Because my emphasis on increasing not just employment, but employment in tourism may be taking away from my farmers, and that's a problem. Okay, there we go. Okay. Although I might want to go forward to January simply so that we can have that little bit of extra bonus from the foreign aid money. We'll pass on that for the moment. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of other things we could be doing, because this is... waiting for money is boring. I'm sure you could probably guess that. I don't think we're going to... Okay. Come on. What do you mean? Oh, I lost it all on the imports. I should have spent it. That was foolish of me. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. When I... See, what's happening there is I'm trying to... This is with the middle mouse button, and I'm pushing it also with the left arrow key on my keyboard, which results in it spinning like an out-of-control whirligig. So, my sincere apologies. Farms just are not paying enough these days, I gather. I say we increase the quality of farmers' wages a bit. Especially ranchers. Especially cattle ranchers. So that they produce more smoked beef so I can complete that contract. And clear my screen. Well, if I cannot do that... Well, I also cannot improve my palace yet. That will come with time, though. Power plant's working well. I wonder if we might not just build some substations. Before I do, however, just make sure that I'm not plowing over my crops, which are not going to look tremendous, but... Okay. Cannot quick build that because I don't have enough money. Soon enough, however. Soon enough. Oh, hello there.
Excelencia?
I'll arrest you soon enough. When I actually have money to pay my lazy guards to actually do something. Guards? Police officers. Guards! Shush. Again, feel free to chime in if you have an opinion about what you would like to see in town. It's coming along slowly but surely. Quiet night. You know, it would be nice if... It would be nice to live in such a temperate place as this, rather than somewhere where it snows and has ice and makes things difficult to live, such as I live. There are some true benefits to where I live, don't get me wrong. The people are probably the primary benefit, I would say. The people around where I live are very kind. They're very patient, very gentle. They're very mild people where I come from. Okay, and we've got tourists on the island. Come on, baby, spend some. Because my exports don't seem to be doing a hell of a lot of good. Not with numbers like that. Oh, that's not good. Why are exports so useless? I don't have money for you, China. Piss off. Actually, I can probably guess why we don't have money. It's because we're paying our farmers more now. Which is good and all, don't get me wrong, but if you're not producing anything, that's a problem. And look at this. Look at this, look at this. The input is fine, but, I mean, it's alright, but do I need more Teamsters offices? I figure I might. It might just be a case of not having enough Teamsters. Plus, I want to upgrade these stupid tenements. These tenements are ugly and they're unpleasant. Especially when compared with these nice apartments that most people live in. Publicly demanding elections. The only reason I let my people have elections is because, although I am an absolute monarch of my island, and even though I don't think terribly highly of democracy, I do at least want to give the people what they want. At least in terms of feeling that they are determining themselves. 22 new immigrants. Ooh. Good. That'll be an injection of fresh blood into the economy. The average pay is not going to get any better, but... By the way, if you ever wondered what the Caribbean pay, here's your chance to read it. So basically, your citizens compare the average wage in the other islands of the Caribbean against their own, and they receive higher job satisfaction if their wage compares well against the average Caribbean wage, especially given different factors in job quality. Different jobs have different job satisfactions. For instance, a priest has less job satisfaction than a teacher, but both of them have more job satisfaction than a factory worker. Not entirely sure why that's the case. I think we can make some educated guesses, but it's somewhere in the code. It doesn't matter. I mean, that doesn't matter so much why it's that way. You just have to know that it is that way. Now, where the bloody hell are my dockers? Come on. If I pay you more, will you be competent? Dockers, will you please do your bloody jobs? He's coming, he's coming. He's got a medical issue. He's got a growth on his tongue or something like that, I imagine. Soon I will become as rich as President. I was watching a video on deflation the other day about a gold deposit has been depleted. Uh-oh, that's not good. Show me. Ah, I see. Which is why you're doing nothing, muchacho, Well, I suppose that's the end of that. It'll leave a nice slag heap for everyone to enjoy and to look at, you know. Who doesn't love a good gold waste tipple after all? Alright. But, okay, it does seem that we've got our finances back under control. Very good. That being the case, so we've got a couple of plantations over here, which are oh, speaking of which, let's have a look at what we're exporting. Weapons, gold, that's going to be a problem, losing that. Lumber, rum's coming up onto its own, excellent. Canned coffee, chemicals, okay, good, good. Except for tobacco, it looks like we're exporting, and gold, we're exporting, what am I trying to say here? We're exporting processed goods, which are worth more, which is why we're making so much bank, which is what we need if we're going to improve the situation on the island. And we're going to continue on that trend of at least attempting to make our people's lives a little better. by building a road. Yes, very useful that. But seriously, what are we trying to do here? There is a serious problem with my people. My people suffer for a lack of decent housing. And there are many of them, so they need a great deal of decent housing. Yes. That plus some trees, just to serve as an accent. Very nice. Very nice. Pretty. Very pretty. A little trick, you can kind of make the road bend to your will by pressing the shift key, and it kind of does that, as opposed to making things as kind of S-bend curves, I think is what I'm trying to say. Oh! Oh, well, I wonder what this could be. Oh, it's beautiful. In case you didn't know, this is, of course, Homericus Gardnerius, the famous hero of Tropico. Okay, no, I think you know.
What
It
do you
is.
want? I'm busy ruling.
It is my character. Who is wearing a pirate coat and a straw hat, in case you didn't notice. So, what you up to, my friend? You're going somewhere. Where are you headed, man? Almost got hit by a car there. Trying to get hit by another car? No? Okay, good. Ow. Be careful. Geesh, you got blindsided there. Okay. Here's what you're going to do, my friend.
Make it so.
Yes. Presidente, let us go make a speech. Yes, 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 yes. I must say, I'm still impressed with what I managed to do over here, because this was one of the original areas that I decorated, right in front of the palace, right in front of the museum, to the president.
Excelencia?
Good day, soldier. All right, let's make a rousing speech in our straw hat. I would make a one-piece joke, but I've never actually watched it, so I don't really know what to say. One thing I will do, however... Ha ha. Ha. Yes. So I've got that cleared off. Totally worth it. Was it though? Was it though, really? Loyalists, of course, are complete idiots, so... More corrupt presidents might actually get a great deal of fun from having a little cabal of followers. I'm not that kind of guy. This is not what I like to do. I like to improve economy, so
Never fear, Presidente is here.
actually spending all of this money on statues of me and gardens and shacks for my garden. Okay, I feel kind of bad about that. That was like eating junk food. Junk food for Presidente. Anyway, the people are gathered.
Sí,
Some need more health care.
buenas tardes.
What do you mean you can't satisfy your faith
Muy buena.
requirements? There's plenty of churches around here.
Buenos días.
Excelencia? ¿Qué ocurre?
Even the doctor's having health care problems. Oh, speech is over. How's the clinic doing, by the way? Clinic's doing... okay. Well, with electricity coming across more of the island, I will be able to improve the infrastructure yet more. Where is it? Right over here. Increase exports for what? You're not going to give me more money for that. I know these quests by heart. Please. How's this area developing? Okay, we're full of tourists. This is good. Are we making money? We're making a little. How about the cocktail bar? Oh, nice money maker there. Does it actually look decent, or is it just kinda... I guess it's alright. It is looking a little barren around here, though. Little Robert Barron Whitten. That doesn't make sense, actually. We're gonna build something else over here. I don't know what, but luxury attractions? You know, a botanical garden might be nice. I want to build a road just to make sure that I can keep going, though. It's very difficult to build the roads as you'd like them because, of course, the terrain overlaps and all that kind of just make it look weird. Let's see, though. Is this decent, though? Can I live with this? Can Presidente live with this road being built this way? Actually, let's take a moment to enjoy what little bit of Touristico we've built thus far. I like how I have to rotate like I'm on a gantry or something in order to move through, in order to rotate and see different angles of things. I'd much rather rotate as a person, but, well, you gotta settle for what you can get. You know, I never noticed how these models are actually quite beautiful after their own fashion. Let's take a look at the bar. Oh. Ah! Yikes! Clipped through it. Ooh. Enjoying the beach?
Boring. Come to the party. Let's have a party.
I like how the spring break tourists from the US sound like drunk housewives. I also like how... I also really like how the bar on this... Actually, all of the stalls. Cough bar. It's right up there with President Emeritus Trump's coffee fee meme. I'm just in it for the memes, man. I mean, a lot of these shops, they're just textures, man. They're not real models. It's okay, though. It's okay. Don't feel bad about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Though I am surprised that this one guy, David Alain, France? Huh. I'm surprised that he is able to run all of these shops here. I hadn't really thought of it before, but that is what appears to be happening here. One guy running a great deal of shops, not to mention
Buena tarde.
life-keeping for all of the beachgoers.
I want a hamburger.
I see.
Can I have fries with that?
Fries with sand. Oh, that's my idea of a good day on the beach. I hadn't noticed that actually... Oh, Speedos. Can you look into those? I don't want to. Oh, jeez. I mean, it's like looking in on your grandma dressing. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Although that was pretty. Although, yes, when they're young, they're quite pretty. Anyway, not important. Not. The human body is a beautiful thing. Especially when it does not belong to a fat, portly... Oh, money. Okay, we've got tourists coming in here. Not many tourists coming. But how are they doing? Service quality is low, but decent. Decent for the area. Oh, by the way, how are tourists rating the area? We have 20 tourists rating at 49, which is not high. Tourist income is helping a bit. Speaking of, let's have a look here. So, industry is definitely pulling its weight, bringing in $111,000 and 704. Mining is coming down. Farming never was very high, honestly. General overhead. What's that? Taxes? Surely not taxes. Anyway. Income's doing well. And we're making a nice, healthy profit of a good $39,000, at least this year, it seems like. Alright. Let's keep moving electricity along, though, so that, no. If we keep moving electricity along, we'll be able to get it over to the tourist areas, and we'll be able to expand our entertainment areas as well, and make lots more interesting things, good restaurants, casinos, other things that are beautiful and flashy, and get the people in and make them spend all their money on us, you know. But we want to make it look classy, because this isn't just make money city. We're trying to make a nice looking island here. At least that's what I was attempting to do. Speaking of which, this looks okay, but let's take a minute to improve it a bit with a bit of greenery. I want to improve it a bit with a bit of greenery. Couple of potted plants here, there, and yonder. Ooh, that looks nice. Yes, palm trees. Those are the ones I wanted. No. Okay. There we go. Square it up like that. Happy little trees. Happy little trees. Almost. It doesn't look quite right. That'll have to do, I guess. Pop that. Maybe not that particular one. Ah, yes. There we go. Yeah. Add a little greenery here to an otherwise blasé and very urban-looking hotel. That's much better looking. Oh, yes. That looks like somewhere that people would actually want to look at. You know what I mean? This is the thing, and this is the thing that I think makes Tropico 4 superior to Tropicos 5 and 6. Tropico 5 is great for the time-based mechanics, and Tropico 6 improves a little on it. But just being able to place gardens wherever you like, and just go freeform with the decorations. I mean, there's plenty of pre-built decorations that also look lovely. Just being able to spruce things up here and there makes this game, at least to me, probably the best of the bunch. Plus, just the wide array of things that are available. And this game only costs $25 on Steam for all of the expansions. It truly is a fantastic game for the price, for the amount of content that you get for it, and for the amount that you can do with that content. This is why I chose to stream Tropico 4, because of all that you can do with it in the and all that you get for a game in this genre, especially in the series itself. Okay, there is one practical matter that we do need to attend to. I'm glad that we've spruced up the hotels a bit, made them look a bit nicer. I'm not quite done with that. There is one thing that I will need to do, however, and that is to put a police station down. And that is something that I will attend to presently. But for now, give me just a second to shut that alarm off. I just want to edge this out, just to make it look a little nicer, a bit less like the beach is trying to wash away the tiling. And you know what? I'm feeling like putting some statues down. But in order to get the idea of what I'm putting down well, I'm gonna scroll forward a bit. I wish there were priest statues, because honestly, they're the ones whom I want to memorialize, but if I can't do that, well, there are plenty of others who are also worthy of my attention. Teachers, I think, are good. Yes. This is pretty decent. Okay. Now that I've edged that out and made it look good, there is a practical concern which must be addressed before it gets out of hand. We are going to need a policia. On the opposite side of that park? No. We want it to look nice. Just because we need it does not mean we need it to look ugly. But we also need money in order to accomplish anything. So I'm going to wait for...
Excelencia?
Are you a fellow who needs health care? You might be the fellow whom I saw earlier. I will build a... Did I build a hospital already? I thought I had. Maybe I didn't. It is entirely possible that I did not build that hospital. Oh.
Presidente, as you know, the elections in Tropico are under close monitoring from the United Nations, which I represent. We have scheduled mandatory elections 12 months from now.
Just what you like to see in the morning. This staring at you through the mirror. This thing. Well, I guess I better start writing a speech then. Housing. I think the entertainment, frankly, is more of a concern. We're actually doing pretty well otherwise. I mean, because look at this. We're doing great. The environmentalists are not happy. But, yeah, who cares about them? Tree-hugging hippies. Now, promises can sway voters, but... on the other hand, they're also a hassle, especially when you're not entirely sure what they all mean. I will say this, though. Good healthcare is within reach. Suffer him as he talks for a bit.
Country has been acknowledged as a heaven for foreign visitors. Our tourism rating is soaring at the moment, and I believe it will continue to do so for many years to come.
Excellent. I'm glad tourism's going well.
Yes, there are problems. There will always be problems, especially in the current economic situation. The lack of proper entertainment, about which I hear so much these days, is one of them, and it will be resolved, as will all others, in time, as the global economy stabilizes. Through the years of my presidency, I have received your gratitude, my compañero.
I am going to build a
Alas,
couple of more
I
farms.
am nothing but a humble
While he
servant.
gasses on for a bit.
You are my masters, my employees.
I've heard this many times, so
now I bow to the superior morality of the religious Tropicanos, who absolve our sins in the face of God.
I'm not exactly eager to hear this again, because I've heard it so many times before, but I'm also not...
As a nation, we have come a long way.
I'm willing to let
We
people
still
hear.
have a long way before us to reach our goals. As part of my reform plan for my next mandate, the government will ensure adequate healthcare levels. Our victory will allow me to finish the reforms.
Given how much money I'm pulling in, I think that is a reasonable expectation. Especially now that I can have a nuclear power plant. If you don't know why that's important, prepare to be amazed. Nuclear is the future of energy. I think if it's not burning wood on a fire in your home, like our forefathers used to do, then it's going to be nuclear, I think. Nuclear power is clean, it is efficient, and when properly monitored, like so many things in our economy, it can actually accomplish quite a bit of good. We are getting close to building our electricity up to our tourist area, and we've got plenty of money to do good things with it. So here's what I think. Finish building that. Oh. No, there is a garage over there, so it'll be fine. Build a garage over here. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. That, okay, yes. But not before we prettify this area a bit. I think a casino would look great there. A casino, run a road around the back. I say we put a couple of more entertainment areas around here. I think un teatro? ¿Piensas que sí? Pienso que sí. Do you think so? Because I think so. I don't do voodoo, though. Marina? Marina. Maybe a marina? Marina. I just met a girl named Marina. I did not actually watch West Side Story. I'm not sure I want to. But maybe. Anyway, let's see here. Standard tours of the area, chartered fishing for the boats, generates more proceeds but lowers the fishing quality. I don't fish around there, so that might not be so bad. VIP service. I say let the gringos do some fishing here. I like the idea. Yes. Yes. I do realize that takes away from whatever the hell it is I'm trying to do here. But I'm going to let it stand. We're going to finish off this touristic-y area by building a museum of modern art. State-of-the-art. Thank you. Thank you, Sinor Card Gauge. If you don't know who I'm talking about, go look up Homestar Runner. You're in for a treat, my friend. Crime is becoming a thing. Let's stop it before it becomes more of a thing, shall we? We'll put a police station right here to finish the area off. Excellent. Yes. Yes. And finally, gonna add some blocks of housing here, just to finish off what little is left of the money that I've got. Nice, nice, nice. Do we want to build? For the moment, I'm content to just build just throw a couple of more gardens in there just to finish beatifying the place, beautifying the place. We're not making this place into a blessed in the Roman Catholic Church. Not as yet. Maybe someday the Catholic Church will get around to beatifying places and locations, but I don't foresee that in the immediate future. Especially not under my dictatorial guidance. God forbid. Anyway. That's... Do you see that? That's kind of janky. I don't like the look of that. Let's, is it possible? Can we build a road through it? Just... Not quite, no. Not without... I mean, I can accept that, though. That's okay. I don't like it, but that works. I do feel a little dirty, but... Do I have to? I don't think I do. Not if I do this. Aha! Aha! There we go. Now, now, I confess, there is a problem. We do have this bit of greenery here, but we have ways around that. Or at least we have ways to make it look a bit less accented. Ah ha 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 ha! The cleverness that is placing down trees and potted plants. Oh, I love this game. Oh, I love this game, and this is why. You can take sad little accidents and turn them into happy little accidents. Bob Ross, eat your heart out. Yes. A good day's civil planning. I think this is lovely. And it'll be even more lovely when my bloody construction folks get to doing their bloody jobs. Now, is that the only... It's not. Because if it were, I wouldn't be able to delete it. But I already deleted the one over here, as you can see by this vast gaping hole in the land, which I will fill with more apartments or something. By the way, how are things going over here? Mulching machinery. We will improve on that soon enough. What's that? Oh. Sorry, yeah. If you didn't see earlier, it's just a nice little cluster of rocks with palm trees growing out of it. That's actually quite nice. It looked a bit like an oasis to me, but that's because I'm half blind. Not sure how serious I'm being about that. You can just picture it. You used to be able to select seagulls. Not in this game. In Tropico 2. Anyway, you can just picture it.
No me interesa.
You'd better interesa. Just sitting here on the beach. You go to work at your dock. Which looks like a set piece from Half-Life. With an actually pretty decent model on it. You go, you watch the sunset. As you clip through the dock. And you watch the trade ship come in. The ship that is your conduit between your island and the rest of the world. The ship that brings salvation to your people. After its own fashion. Not quite like our Lord Jesu Christo, but... which will hopefully render this situation less necessary. Your friends dying because they can't get that growth on their thumb cut before it starts growing teeth and gnawing their face off. Or, you know, the things that happen to people who are actually sick. I wouldn't know. Does anybody know what this square is, by the way? I have no idea what this square is. I would like to know. But I must say, if you just take a moment to appreciate the scenery, you can actually get quite a lot out of it. What is this? Oh, someone caught a shark. Is it still there? Are they going to turn it into surstrumming or something? Oh dear. Or shark fin soup. Ooh. Probably not. We're not in the middle of Sweden, and people are not sadistic. Well, they're sadistic, but not in eating stinky food. Let's see. You know what? I said I was going to improve healthcare. This seems like an easy way to do it. Medicine production? I would also do nutrient additives, but we now no longer have enough money. We will soon, though. Gonna go ahead and open up the power plant so that I can get more power going. I want more chimneys! More chimneys! By the way, I should probably pay them more so that Would you... Ah! Come on! Take my crap! I don't want to just have crap sitting around. Jeez. How's the housing situation looking? Not tremendous. Not bad, but not great either. I say we should build a new neighborhood off of here. Let's build a new neighborhood and then tear down the current one to make room for... Well, I haven't decided whether I want more factories there. Or whether I want something else. One thing's for sure, though. I want another movie theater around here. Do I want it next to the hospital? No, 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 no. No, no, no. Come on, come on, come on. Use some of the DLC packs, okay? Because those look nice. I mean, look at this. That's actually quite lovely. You can actually do some really cool stuff with this if you actually look around and enjoy it a bit. Looks pretty decent. Vaguely inspirational statue with a couple of trees on each side. Oh yes, that looks lovely. Put a market down so that your people can eat, you know, because who doesn't love to eat? I know I do. But let's see, houses, or, well, apartments anyway. And let's tear down some of these old, crappy... there is one in particular I wanted to tear down. Yes. That thing. It only gives 35 housing. It needs to go. It needs to die. Same with you. Sorry, but... nobody should want to live in you, and if they do, I feel very sorry for them. I understand why they might want you, but we're going to make it so that you are unlovable. Tenements are unlovable. Ugh, go away. Must say, I'm beginning to get a little thirsty, but... And this is in spite of me drinking quite a bit already. Ah, but that's alright. You know, this has been a good hour spent. Actually, I'm going to take a minute, since we're a bit low on money, and I'm just going to sit and enjoy some of the scenery, because something about all of the modern Tropico games is just... the detail is actually quite pretty. I think one of my favorite buildings in the modern Tropico series is the cathedral from Tropico 5. I don't know, well, part of the reason is, in the Latin it says, "Believe in God, believe also in me." That's from St. Matthew's Gospel. In Tropico, of course, such quotes take on a unique meaning to them. The meaning, of course, being, believe in God, believe also in Presidente. Seagull. I don't know what they taste like. But I must say, hanging around the docks, even if they're sort of the opposite of clipping through the sand, like just hanging above the board, not revealing that the textures don't quite wrap all the way around. Oh well. Even then, it's still quite nice. I like the details, like the shark hanging over it, the bits of plate metal. Bar dois coqueiros. That looks like Portuguese to me. I'm sure it isn't. Licor a baira uno tira gosto. Also, what are you doing here, Padre?
¿Qué necesitas?
Rest? I don't think so. Not in a fisherman's hut, not when it's raining.
¿Sí?
And who's your farmer girl? Wait a minute.
Excelencia?
There has to be an explanation. Supplying household meals. Aha, okay. And I think I know why that might be the... I have a guess.
After issuing a long speech on the improving crime safety in Tropico, which brought most of the people attending to death, our Minister of the Interior was robbed blind on the way back to his house.
Unfortunately, people don't seem to believe his explanation that he willingly lent all his money to a destitute homeless person he met on the street. So fire the minister or overall crime happiness will be lowered by 15. Now, I'm not sure of something. Does it lower it permanently or just for a certain amount of time? I've never been clear on that, which is why fire this incompetent fool is the choice that I almost universally pick when such things happen. I mean, mind you, you really don't need a cabinet of ministers unless you're doing trade delegations or something. I don't know. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. Not like I can afford anything anyway. But I figure, may as well keep a cabinet of ministers around, in case something needs to be done. Oh, speaking of which. Open family housing slots. 12. And we've got 8 homeless. That's bad.
Congratulations, Presidente. You have won the elections. People are content that no incidents occurred during the elections. You have their trust and all the credibility of our young democracy.
But that's good news. Yep. See, here's the thing about elections, though. Even though I am a dictator, I am a benevolent dictator. I honestly don't believe that I need to use force in order to get my people to follow me. Recently, I read some of the Analects, as well as Confucius's Great Learning. I have yet to read The Doctrine of the Mean, or, as Daniel Gardner translates it, The Maintaining of Perfect Balance, but I think I find myself sympathizing a lot with Confucius's manner of thinking about governance, as well as Mencius's. Governed by virtue, governed by being a decent chap, governed by behaving as you think people ought to behave, and you will never have a rebellion on your hands. Behave justly, and people will love you for your justice. Behave generously, and people will love you for your generosity. Behave cruelly, and not only will people not like you, but you will not even be behaving the way that you would want to behave. I mean, that you would want someone to treat you. I think is what I'm trying to say. It goes back to the golden rule. Treat others as you'd have them treat you. Now, you may be wondering why I'm getting another dock. It's precisely for this building over here. I'm already meeting my import cap with other imports that I'm getting. And I still need uranium for my power plant here. We are already producing some electricity, and that's great, but we need more. Or at least I want more. And to get that, I'm going to build another dock. Oh. And I'm also going to build another construction office, because I'm going to develop the urban area here so that I can tear down these tenements, because I'm having a housing problem, and if you saw me delete some of those houses earlier, you know why I'm having a housing problem. So I want to put that to bed immediately. I want to put that to bed as soon as I can. That means building a lot more apartments, because apartments are good housing as opposed to tenements. The only trouble with apartments, of course, the only trouble with apartments is that they house a lot fewer people than tenements do. I think they house only one row of couples, whereas tenements house double that. One thing I also could do, and I think it might even be a good idea in this case, is the building of houses to get some of the college graduates out of the apartments and making me money. Wait, how's that looking? Ooh, we need to do something about this, by the way. This area up here is quite filled with trash, not to mention ugly. My happiness has not changed in a few years, too. What can I do to improve it? Let's see. Housing is going up, that's good. Religion is remaining steady, but it's higher than usual. Entertainment is okay. Healthcare is kinda up, kinda not. Crime safety is good. Environment is, fine. Liberty is fine, but going down. Job quality is going down. Okay, so I can improve people's wages. I said I'd improve healthcare as well. And that's steady, but it's not what they were expecting. So I say we should build a hospital, especially since we've got all this money coming in, frankly. Frankly, we've got enough money to improve the kind of healthcare we're offering. We should do it. What would it cost to quick build that? That's maybe a bit much. What I will do, however... Okay, housing. I think I will... Yeah, you know what? Let's... maybe let's hold off on the houses for the rich, for just... Because I need to supply them with food if they're going to live there, you follow. I'm thinking here. If I wanted to build houses somewhere, where would I build them? Marketplace. If I wanted to build a marketplace somewhere, where would I build it? Seems like a decent enough place. And then we'll build a couple of houses here and here and here and here and here and here? We'll see. I'll keep that construction... I'll keep that around, because although I'd like to destroy it, I will need it in not too long of a time in order to reform the urban area around the capital. What do you want now, O army man?
Sir, the army is in dire need of facilities.
I think an army base might not be a bad idea. That would also improve healthcare and housing for my grunts. By the way, was it here or was it in a different build that I built the... Oh, no, it must have been my other one. I might show you that one later, my perfect build. Maybe I showed it to you earlier, but I might show it again. I actually did manage to improve my perfect modern times build that I made years ago. I actually did manage to find space to put things.
See?
I might show that to you. Hey! Good to see you, Ultra. Hey, I just saw your message there. Thank you for jumping on. Pleasure to see you, man. I might just type just to make sure that you see me, man. But maybe not. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm doing well, my friend. Good to see ya. I'm trying to build something nice in this game. It's one of my favorites. Good to see ya. How's Age of Empires treating you, man? Because this game's doing me well. I'm thinking of getting back into Age of Empires, but I'm just trying to be chill at the moment. Yeah, Ultra, if you want, tell me how you're doing in AoE. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, good, okay. I've been working with my stream a bit, and I know there's going to be some delays, because that's just how Twitch and YouTube work, because there's going to be delays, but nah, good. 16xx ELO is pretty middling for Age of Empires. But that's still, I mean, it's better than me. I'm like 1200 ELO, so no, that's great. At the moment, I'm just trying to... This is something you can't do in Age of Empires, is improve people's lives, and this is something that's kind of meaningful to me. Is ringing church bells in my ear. But I appreciate you coming on, Ultra. Good to see you, my man. Are we still not getting uranium in?
And now it's time for your guide to the modern arts with General Rodriguez.
Listen up, maggots. This is modern art. You will love it. You will love it like your life depends on it. Unless it becomes mainstream. Then you should hate it. Now go in the corner and look thoughtful.
I love how this game just... Well, I kind of love how this game just throws random bits of dialogue at you, and if you've played, you know. That means this building is done. And if you were paying attention to where you wanted it, you know where to look for it. This is still coming into its own, though. Thank you. I'm glad that the game looks fun and chill. It is kind of chill. It's my favorite game for building city builders. There are improvements in later versions of the series, but something you can't do in the later games is what I'm about to do now. And I've been doing this all stream, man, so you can place little bits of detail anywhere you like. And this comes in useful, and it looks... Yeah, it's a bit like SimCity, a bit, actually. It's better than that, however. Not only because you can place nice bits of detail like this, later games in the series you can only kind of place them blockily, but you can do more than that, though. Here's the great thing about Tropico. This screen shows you how you're treating your people, because you're not just expanding and giving housing to people, you're trying to give them good quality housing. You're trying to give them good quality food. You're trying to make them happy, and that's the thing that I really like about this game. An important part of happiness is appeasing your various factions, and I like the politics in it, honestly. I kind of do, because you can kind of satisfy everyone to some degree. Like, take the communists here. They like when people are receiving, you know, a lot of quality of life stuff. A lot of stuff which in Catholic social teaching it'd be like, what would they say? Caring for the dignity of the person. Something like that. I'm really cool about that. Now, they also... I don't know that the communists care about religion in this game. It's different, of course, in real life, but you know what? The communists and I work on well here, because they just want people to be happy, and that's great, and I'm happy to provide that. The religious, on the other hand, they actually like bans on alcohol, which is not something that I'm keen on as a Catholic, and they're not happy with their religious satisfaction. They like their churches to be many and high quality. I do have a church and a cathedral. They're happy about that, but they want more churches and they want their priests to be better. That's fair. That's fair. The army, bigger armies, fair enough. We don't actually need armies because we don't need to defend from invasions. If you get invaded, it's game over. The only reason you really need an army is because of rebels. So it's a little like Age of Empires in that respect. So... yeah, and there's other factions you can kind of get the idea of why, of how they work just by reading through, and maybe I'll do that at some time. Oh, sorry, capitalists. I'm sorry that my spending on making my palace look... Let me show you that, because that's one of the first things I built that looked really nice around here, and unfortunately the area is looking a little decayed because I destroyed some old buildings. I forget what that icon is. That's lolling. But okay. But this area is still coming along. Yeah, you can't please everyone. Oh well. But, I mean, come on. This palace is now... it's not only the prettiest part of the island, thanks to all these lovely statues, especially of... your true and glorious humble Presidente. Oh, yeah.
What is it now?
True to life, as you can see here. He's just running back from the fields, El Gaucho he is.
Time to check up on my people.
Time to make a speech, I think. But, I mean, the whole area is quite pretty, and I like just taking a minute to just stroll through and just look around. Because they actually got a lot of the detail to look quite nice around here, too. You know, except when people are when
Muy
students
buenas.
are walking through cars. Aside from that, I mean, it's a beautiful game. And that's what I love about this game. You can just wander around here and just enjoy yourself. Wait a minute, is that...
Buenos días.
Oh,
¿Sí?
I thought that... I'd been hoping he might be an engineer from Team Fortress 2. I'd love to play that game sometime, but... Wait a minute. What do you... Service quality is good at that church. But what I was really looking at... That must be... That freighter must have been servicing that. Ah.
Comrade, we have a plan that will speed up the arrival of the communist revolution by 37%.
Why do you think I care about your bloody communist revolution? Go away. You people throw priests in gulags. I'm trying to improve my dang churches. Well, if I had any bloody money. We will have it soon. Well. You can't please everyone perfectly, but you can do a reasonable job pleasing people in this game. And maybe that makes this game less true to life, because you honestly can't please everybody in oh, loading screen time. You can't please everybody in real life, and maybe that's why I like...
It certainly sounds like a lifetime to some, but our Presidente is still having the time of his life.
Oh yeah, by the way, 30 years I've been working on this. Not in real life, of course, but in-game. The game starts in 1950, and it's 1980 now. And you know, I've got to say, it's coming along pretty well. Let's see here. Okay, I think it's time. Yeah. So, yeah, it does pass time. Ultra. As a matter of fact, there is an expansion to this game called Modern Time. Okay, maybe don't destroy all that. I don't want everyone to be homeless all at once, but I will destroy a couple of tenements. But the Modern Times expansion actually lets you build advanced versions, and actually, once I improve the housing situation here, I'll show you a completed version of the Modern Times expansion of an island that I built up there, and I even improved it a bit from the last time I touched it, which was years ago. But it can take all this beauty here, and it can improve on it so much more. Oh, speaking of which, why are you guys not building more? I need you to take this input and I need more canneries. I need more canneries in order to get them to... In order to get all this inputs, that's pineapples and fish and coffee that they're putting into cans, which is this output storage here. $100,000 in export. Yes! And I did it without oil, which is a real achievement. Being able to make $100,000 without oil is tremendous in this game. Because oil is like the big means of making money in this game. But you don't have to necessarily. And we've got 48,000 in the island's kitty. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Good money to play around with. Yes. Let's build some fresh, new, sexy apartments, shall we? Something nice looking. Thank you. Oh, yes, yes. Share in my joy, that my joy may be complete. That will be destroyed eventually. But for the moment, maybe just placing a house there will... Okay, that does look kind of ugly. Nah, let's not build that house there. But let's build these apartments. And I'm going to need to build many, many more, because tenements hold double what apartments do. But the tenements have about half the housing quality. Fortunately, some time ago, I got this edict, the USSR Development Aid, which reduces the cost of tenements, and I also got banks. Banks, especially ones set to urban development, decrease the cost of building things, which is why I'm able to build apartment blocks for $500. That is so cheap, especially considering that they start out at $5,000. I have a strategy built up around this where I go from building bunkhouses, which are these crappy little things here. You know, they're cute, they're small, they hold 3 families, but they have like 23 housing quality. And then I invest, I build industries, and I'm able to save up for tenements, and tenements have so much more housing in them, but they're much more expensive. But eventually it gets to the point where a $200 bunkhouse, if you save your pesos and get some college-educated workers here, you can a $200 bunkhouse costs almost the same amount as an apartment block that has 3 times the housing quality, so your people are 3 times happier with their housing, and you can stuff at least twice as many people into an apartment block, which is crazy. Why are you stuffing that many people into this? So 2 of those supply as much housing space as 1 of these. This is... But anyway.
Presidente, have you heard of the new exploits of our Minister of the Interior?
Let's hear it! Okay, there is a rumor on the street that he killed all 8 members of the Lucky 7 gang with a single bullet while drinking a glass of cactus juice. With such impressive feats of bravery, people are sure to sleep better at night. Overall crime happiness is increased by 15. Now that's what I'm talking about. You probably didn't hear this earlier in the stream, but my previous Minister of the Interior committed a gaffe that would have caused crime happiness to decrease by 15% if I didn't fire his ass. Now that guy did the opposite, and that's what I'm talking about. Alright. Before I leave off here for the night, and we go take a look at my new build, just so I can show you off, I'm just going to make sure that the economy is well settled. I think it's pretty well settled. I might build 1 more hospital just so that I can get my people's healthcare up, because that's something I promised them, and I'm nothing if I'm not true to my word. Oh, there is 1 more thing that I want to do. When I said housing quality can increase, what was that I thinking of? Yeah, oh yes, we're going to build a fire station. Fire stations, when they are supplied with workers, they have to be high school educated workers, which takes time and money, but it's worth the trouble, because when they're set to the cat in tree mode, they increase the housing quality, which, considering most of my workers are living in apartment blocks, means that it goes up to almost 70. Which is quite high, considering their current housing happiness is only 58. So I can bump up housing quality quite a bit when I get some firefighters in here. And that means I can also bump up the housing quality of my college-educated workers, as well as my families, apparently. And their housing quality goes up to 80. Yes. Okay, this neighborhood is well underway. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. Oh, there's one more thing I can do while I'm at it. Here's the trouble with this game, and here's part of what I was trying to get over. I can always find something to do. I can always find some little way to keep myself busy, I think is what I'm trying to say. But I have to draw the line somewhere, because otherwise I'm going to be here all night, and as much as I would like that, I don't want to...
A new luxurious tourist attraction is done. Tropico now has a marina.
I knew a girl named Marina once. I was once madly in love with her, but she dumped me. I was so heartbroken. I started a career in politics. Ah, Marina. The next song is dedicated to her.
Marina, I just met a girl named Marina. How wonderful it sounds when... Okay, I can't. I've done that joke already. We're not going to do it again. If you want to see it, you can see it on the stream again. But I did not know you could do that. Okay, cool. I've clearly got to build more weird things to get more dialogue like that. Okay. But I said I was going to show my old modern times city. I meant that. We are going to do that. Viktor Yanukovych. And are we oh yeah, we're producing power, baby. We will come back to that next stream, next week. But for now, let me show you. I've built a lot of cities here. I've built a lot of nice looking cities, but let me show you my modern times. So if you want to get an idea of how time progression kind of works, this modern time city will give you an idea of where your cities can go from where they were. My encoding is overloaded. Oh, shush. You'll be fine. And as you can see, money is not a problem here. Okay. So, as you can kind of see, the city waterfront is looking not too different. It's got docks and fishing boats and customs offices, and nothing that you haven't seen before. But you can improve housing quite a bit above what you normally would have. These are modern apartment blocks. Oh, thank you. These modern apartment blocks supply 119 housing quality. Normal apartments only supply was it 69 or 59? 59. It was 59. So this supplies like double the housing quality, and it lets you take on 12 families, which is as much as a tenement. Do I have a tenement around here anymore? I thought I might have had one tenement left here. As you can see, yes, okay, here we go. Yeah, I do actually have one tenement here. Now, before I realized that collecting rent is kind of silly, considering I've got all this, this didn't cost anything anyway. Apparently there are still a couple people who want to stay in a tenement. I don't get it. But as many people as this holds, a modern apartment block holds the same number. And it gives, like, such an increase in quality of life and all. Anyway. Let's see. Rum distillery? No, that's... This is an upgrade of the wind farm. I would show that to you, but the trouble is, when you get new modern improvements to your buildings, you can no longer build the old buildings. So you can now build solar power plants, but you cannot build wind farms. Oh, you also notice the date. It's 2006, so I've already got all of the upgrades. I can't get any more. But, okay, and this is the other thing about the modern times, which means I would like to play modern times at some point, once I'm finished with my current city run over in Touristico. There's a timeline, and incidents can happen which change how your economy goes, and whether things like strikes happen. Oh, here's the last building that I unlocked, the Babel Tower. Let me show that to you. We will build it again someday, but let me show this thing to you. Is this it? This is it. Look at this monster. Talk about penis envy. This is truly. It's so tall you can just barely see the top of it before you clip through it. Yeah. Whoop. And it dwarfs everything else, including this thing, a ziggurat. This is a giant housing block here, with sadly about the same housing quality as a good modern apartment blocks. I mean, like, this is a complete waste of space, but I mean, it looks kind of cool. Now, on the other hand, compare and contrast. So the service quality at this normal, lovely-looking, fine little Catholic cathedral here. Yeah, sorry. Okay. That's what happens when you scroll the mouse wheel and press the left key. It begins spinning like a whirligig. Yeah! Come on, out of the tree. So compare and contrast. So I can only pay up to $25 a month because I'm a cheapskate in this particular run. Anyway, service quality, 113. Job quality, 100. Great! Right? Of course. The Diamond Cathedral, this ugly monstrosity back here, which is based off of the Crystal Cathedral, or Christ Cathedral, as it's now called. Job quality, 90. So these bishops, there are 5 here, by the way. There's only 4 at the normal cathedral. Job quality, 90. Service quality, 146. Not to mention, hell of a lot of religious converts, due to the different modes you can run it in. Now, these are all based off of Protestant evangelicalism in the United States. So this game isn't really about Caribbean politics and culture. It's really a pastiche of American culture. But this building is not worth what you get it, in my opinion. This building is so ugly. I don't like it. It's one of the buildings I hate most in this game, especially when compared with ringing church bells. Okay, that actually is a bit annoying, but yeah. Oh, but let's look at this IKEA building that's right next to it. Now, this actually is pretty cool. The modern condominium is probably the best housing that you can get. It's only a little better than a modern apartment block, and it doesn't house as many people, but it's also small, it's compact in comparison to the modern apartment block, at least in terms of its footprint. I mean, just look at the difference in the size of it there. Oh, yes. And this thing. This used to be the palace. Long ago, and when I do a Modern Times playthrough, I'll show you how you get this. It became the presidency. With your SWAT members, who are like army dudes, who are like army guards, but of course more advanced. Job quality is pretty good. And as you can see, yes, the presidency is what every small palace wants to become one day. Please guard it carefully, as we can't afford to replace it. Actually, I'm now curious what the text is between these. This marvelous cathedral provides a direct link to God, who specifically allowed Tropican priests and bishops to get married. It brings comfort to the souls of rich and poor alike. Compare and contrast. The word of God has to be heard. This is the secret HQ of those that plan to spread his word to all, whether they like it or not. Yeah, that's televangelists for ya. But of course, that's not all that's great about modern Tropico. Those farms that I had earlier, the little shacks, these things. Yeah, I've still got one, actually. I want to replace it, but the problem is you replace them with these things. Look at that. Look at all that. So this farm only does pineapple, and you see it does a few cute little squares of it. Ain't that cute? This giant monstrosity, the bio farm, supplies as much pineapple as that, maybe a little less, but also papaya and banana as well. And this one supplies, what does it supply? It supplies sugar, and we're going to ignore prices there because we can. There's no reason to care about prices anymore. The biofarms are actually really cool, though. They do produce quite a bit. And they look kind of cool, especially if you decorate them a little. I believe these are decorations that I put down. No. Oh, yeah. In case you didn't notice, this map is actually the same map as the city that I've been working on, but just with a different mod. We're going to use a different map when I do modern times. We have the SWAT HQ, which is a replacement for... I'm not sure what it replaces, actually. But anyway, okay. Modern Times has a lot of cool stuff that you can do new things with. A
Balance books all in the green. We seem to have a lot of money in our vaults.
The money is obviously having a jolly good time in our treasury. It just can't stop multiplying.
Just what you'd like to do with Sonny. I know. Come on. Why haven't you embezzled anything, Penultimo? You know you want to create a nice future for your little hippie bride-to-be. Come on. It's 2007. It's been 57 years, man. Don't tell me you're immortal just like me. Anyway. You know what? Yeah. Before I go, let's just wander around with the last few minutes before I get off of my stream for the night, and let's get run over by a jeep. Let's just wander around and actually see. Maybe the Diamond Cathedral's not so bad as I'm making it out to be. When you wander by, now, mind you, this cantilever arm of a camera that I have makes turning kind of silly, but... you know, this actually doesn't look too bad. Good day, Your Reverence. How's it going? Oh, he's Italian, even. That is... Is that Italian or is it Irish? I can't tell.
Buenos días.
Yeah, though. Talk about casting down your golden crowns across the crystal sea, though. What an image. Very trippy. I think I prefer the old style. Yikes. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm trying to do. The glassware looks fine, but it's... Hey! Stop running my people over. What is wrong with you?
No me interesa.
Anyway. Let's keep looking around, though. Oh, here's another difference. This is a marketplace. You've seen a few of those already. It can be upgraded into this monstrosity. Very early on, I might say. Back in, like, the 50s, the mid-50s. The supermarket, which lets you have junk food, normal food, and healthy food. So, the limitations of this game are, Oh. Oh, my Minister of Foreign Affairs is dead. Oh, whatever will I do? This game really lets you micromanage your people in a way no sane person would in real life. It does have limitations. But yeah, if you want to see me build a gigantic, monstrous towerscape like this, yes, I can definitely do a modern times run, and I can make it fun. I can make it very fun, and I can make it look like less of a clusterfuck than... You know, I must say, this map really is overly cluttered. It's not pretty to look at, and I want to improve on this. I added these because people were putting themselves in shacks over here, and that just doesn't do, man. Actually, this doesn't look half bad, but it can definitely be improved. Anyway. Thank you very much for joining me, Ultra. I've greatly appreciated it, and thank you for stopping by. It's nice to show my work off from time to time. Oh, and the power that I've got. I've got like 2,300 megawatts of power being generated by this and all of the solar panels. I mean, I've just got so much. I've got my people just stacked to the nines throughout here, and I'm just really pleased with this, but I want to make something even prettier than this. And I want to make something even prettier than that. Which is why I'm doing my current run. And I know I'm hyper, and I just talk too much. I kind of gather that's what's expected of you when you do streaming. You're supposed to talk a lot. You're supposed to interact with your audience. And I want to. Really, what I'd like to do, though, I'd like to just build something that is as quality of life as this, but prettier. Oh, thank you. Thank you for stroking my ego. This is not something I'm used to doing, so... I'm used to just playing quietly and just enjoying helping these little plebs. Oh, so we're gonna round it off with this. I'll just show you. This is not a perfect playthrough, but I can't get it much higher than this. Or at least I haven't found the way. My lowest is religion quality, which is only 87. On account of those diamond cathedrals, you can get it really high. But, oh, no, environment is actually even lower. How did I get it as high as that, though? Anyway, you can see, though, you know, if I could pay my people more, it'd go higher, but, well, anyway. All my factions are happy. Foreign relations are pretty good, except the Middle East, who don't like my churches. Well, that's your problem, bud. I have no threats, no rebels, a couple of criminals. Gotta take care of that at some point. I really enjoyed this playthrough, and I like coming back to it from time to time. And just looking and enjoying it. But I can do better than this, and that's what I'm working on doing. Making a city that's even prettier than this one here. Alright. It's been 2 hours, though, and I...
Thousand greetings. My beautiful wives can't...
Yes. Okay. It's been a good night. I thank you very much for joining me, Ultra. And if anyone else watched, maybe someone else did, feel free to come back, and we can keep making pretty cities, and hopefully much prettier ones than the one I've got here. God bless y'all. It's been a real pleasure on this Friday night. I'd love to keep doing this, but hey, one night out of the week is not bad. Peace, man. Have a good night. And I thank you all for joining me. I think we're going to call it for the night. Peace to you, and have a good day tomorrow.